Now, you recently wrote a piece which discussed the fact that you allow your kids to swear at home.
Yeah, they've also joined a gang now and both got tattoos since I wrote that. Thank you.
I don't believe you.
Oh, God, I mean, you write one little article and there's a media tsunami. It was crazy, Dennis.
Don't blame the media.
I will blame the media. I'm part of the media. If I want to blame myself. No, look, I wrote that my kids very rarely swear, Dennis. This isn't a big issue in my house. But if they do happen to accidentally drop something, we just move on from it. I don't reprimand them. I don't wash their mouth out with soap, as happened to me, because that was parenting in the 80s. You monitored your kids' language and that was about it.
With soap.
Pretty much. But yeah, I just said when they do it, they do it in context. I find it amusing, especially when, I don't know if any of you, when you hear your kids swear and they do it in the exact same tone that you do it. So there's no one to blame but yourself.
Yes. That's probably being honest in parenting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I'd love to hear what listeners. We did talk about it a few weeks ago.
Did.
Yeah, we did. We just kept that frenzy, that tsunami going
Thank
for you.
you so much.
96900 693. Is it okay in certain circumstances for your kids to swear?
Well, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it's not a big deal. There's so many other things for me to police right now as a parent. Don't even get me started on making sure my children don't put their breasts on Instagram. That's more important to me than policing their language.
The women judge each other harshly.
I do.
So do I.
I feel like judging's become our favourite sport in Australia. I think, especially with thanks to social media, but I think a lot of women jump on Facebook and see other people's lives, which, by the way, is only ever the highlights reel. Facebook is never real life. It's never, I wore bathers as undies today. It's always my house is perfect, my life is perfect. And I think they get on there and they compare and they judge. And, God, it's hard. It's hard being a parent. It's hard being a woman. It's hard being a mother. And I just felt like I felt really attacked by a lot of women who I feel like going, come on, you've never stuffed up as a parent. You've never made a mistake. You've never been embarrassed of your kids.
Well, of course they have, but not publicly.
No, exactly. And I wish everyone would just give each other a break.
Do they whisper at the school gate about you?
I don't have any friends at the school gate. Surprise, surprise.
Does that bother you?
Yes. I've only got a couple of friends who are mothers. Most of my friends are gay men, which won't surprise anyone. But yeah, no, I don't know whether I'm scary or I don't know what it is. I'd like more friends as mothers. If anyone wants the number, does anyone want to call in, be my friend?
But Australian Idol, how was that? How long ago is it now?
11 years this year, Dennis. I know.
Bit scary?
It was the most frightening thing I've ever done in my life, and I've given birth twice. It was soul-destroying and amazing all at once, and I don't regret it. And if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have this amazing career that I have. But it was the early days of reality TV. It was woolly. Like, there was no rules. They were pretty much doing whatever they wanted with us.
How did the people go? Did you keep in contact with many from that era?
I speak to Ricky Lee a lot. I speak to Amali, and I see Anthony Kalia around. I speak to Marty. I speak to quite a few. Ricky Lee and I probably have the best relationship, and I speak to her probably once a week.
Because I imagine those sort of shows where people who have had the exposure but haven't gone on could be a bit messy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them went back to day jobs, but I think the mistake reality TV contestants make is coming out of a show like that and expecting a career, like, just to happen. Whereas a lot of the people who did go on to do well, I think we came out open to any opportunity and just fought tooth and nail for it. I went into radio. I didn't release a song or do any touring. I just went straight into broadcasting. So that, for me, that was my platform.
But that means you were being proactive and realistic.
Correct.
How much did Dad help with that?
With radio?
With just sort of an attitude and outlook for the business.
He helped a lot. He always said to me, don't put all your self-esteem in your work. That was the big thing he said. And I don't know, Dad always made music seem like a pretty wondrous thing, though, being in the business. And I always wanted to be in it, which is kind of why I did Idol. But yeah, no, it's Dad's helped a lot just with my attitude to life, which I'm very grateful for. He's a legend.
How much different do you feel now? We're talking about 8-year-old, but 18 to 36.
Oh my God, 18 was horrendous. I'm so grateful to be in my mid-30s now. I know who I am. I don't look in the mirror every day and think I should be something else. 18's tough, man. 18 to 25 is really the years of turmoil and where do I fit in and what is my purpose. I'm much calmer now.
But you knew what you wanted to do.
When I was 18, I was going to be an Olympian when I was 18. I was a world junior
golf?
hurdler. No, hurdles.
Oh, you were?
I was. And then I tore both my hamstrings and got pregnant to my coach. So things changed.
To your coach. To your coach. Okay. Couple of hamstrings and pregnant to the coach. Yeah, well, that'll change.
It really slows you down, Dan. You'd be amazed. Can I call you Dan? Is that all right? Yeah, it'll slow you down. Slows you down, babes.
So then, what age were you at this?
So, no,
Did you marry the coach?
Yes, and had 2 children with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he wasn't really technically my coach. He just did my flexibility. But he'd gone to work at Carlton.
Say that again.
Yeah, right? Then he went to work at Carlton Football Club, so it was fine. He wasn't my coach when we officially started dating. So it's all good now, and we were together, and it's all, don't call in and complain, it's fine.
So your life is destined to be just slightly on the edge.
My life is mental. I went from being an athlete to a mother, to an idol, to radio, to telly, to writing, to everything I do I have no business doing, especially mothering. But
How did you discover your ability at hurdling?
I was crazy. I started athletics at 6. It's all I wanted. I used to stick on, remember Flojo's nails?
Yes.
I used to make my own and stick them on at school and walk around with talons that I'd coloured in like Easter eggs. And I used to start on the starting line on my knuckles. I didn't have the fake nails, but that's how Flojo ran. And I replicated Carl Lewis's hands. Remember, he used to do the straight, flat-out palms?
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I thought about. I thought I was an African-American sprinter in my mind from 6 years old.
And did that help? Did that actually mentally help you?
Yes. That's all I did. I studied them. I had VHS tapes that I wore out. I loved them. I had their times pinned on my wall. I was crazy. I mean, I still am, but I channeled everything into athletics.